I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Geno TV and Channel 99. We have a special guest with us today, Justin Taylor. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're a newcomer to the island, right? Relatively speaking, you're not a native.
No. I've been here for about 10 months now.
And what brought you to Nantucket?
So Jason Bridges and I went to the same college, and I came out last January, so 2015, to visit for a few days. Came back in March for one day, and then decided to come and stay a few weeks with him for the shoulder season, September. And after a few weeks of planning on leaving, I decided I was actually going to stay. Kind of like pull me in.
You're from California originally, aren't
Yep,
you?
moved from Los Angeles to here. Oh, I'm actually an Air Force brat. So 11 states, 19 cities so far.
Wow.
And this is number 19.
But this is not because your family moved.
No,
this is you.
Yeah, this is just
So
me.
what's your story here? You've got something going on. You've got some things you're trying to do. Tell us about them.
So I do a couple things on the island. I do small business consulting. So I have a partner named Samantha Reese, and we work on technology consulting. And we started that in January, and that's kind of been going. Last fall, though, when I got here, I was meeting all these really interesting people, and I realized they didn't know each other. And one of my friends was like, hey, we should have get-togethers for young people on the island. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So I tried to facilitate a meetup. And we started
Other than at the chicken box?
Other than at the chicken box, yeah. Because when you meet people in a bar environment, it's very different.
Was there a name for this?
Yeah, Young Creatives.
Young Creatives.
Yep. So it started off with just maybe a few of us getting together, kind of sporadically. We did like a coffee tasting and a mindfulness and meditation session with Evie O'Connor, and Georgie Morley works at the Handlebar, and she did like an Instagram session. We went around downtown and took pictures, but it's kind of these kind of social events or experiences that we could join in together on.
How many people are doing it now?
So at most we'll have about 40 people show up.
Wow.
And
What age group?
anywhere from 18 to, I mean, we have people show up who are in their 50s or 60s. I say the average age of someone who comes consistently is about 30. But we kind of, people say like, you have young creatives, about like old creatives. And I go,
old creatives are actually young.
I think that's the right kind of mindset, is that if you feel like you should come, if the event speaks to you, we invite you.
How does one find out about it?
We have a Facebook group called Young Creatives. We were meeting every Thursday at the Nantucket Community Music Center. It's been kind of interesting, though, because summertime, it's a very different world than wintertime.
Right.
And what I've realized is that while people were looking for community in the wintertime, summer is so packed with events and things going on and pressures and
people
work.
are busy, yeah.
That we're actually at a place where it's time to grow or transform.
Or go into hibernation for the summer.
Yeah, I'm not good at hibernating, so I think looking at what people need and how we can serve, the community at this point in time is at least how the wheels are turning. Wondering how young people need to connect. They can't connect now, because I don't want to be an extra pressure like, every Thursday I have this thing to go to. I want to be like, wow, I'm in need of a midday break. I'm glad they're doing this random thing. I don't know what it's going to look like right now, but it's been it's fun. It's like an experiment. It's a chance to engage the community. People have connected through it. I've seen a lot of collaboration happen. An example would be like, there's a Rachel. She's like the manager of Lemon Press, and her and Evie met at a Young Creatives event, and now they've been doing like juice cleanses, meet mindfulness and meditation. They've kind of collaborated and teamed up, but they're kind of using both their talents or their interests or abilities and offering the community something very special.
They didn't know each other before this.
No. And I've seen my business partner, we met, we had an introduction. She goes, I love Excel spreadsheets and problem solving. And I was like, I need to have coffee with her. And we started talking, and we found we had like very similar goals, and we ended up going to business together. And so this is,
And you've got some clients?
And we have some clients,
That's great. That's important.
It is important. There's some nervous times when you first start off, you're like, but it's going pretty well now.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. And you're working on another project having to do with housing, too, as I understand it.
Yes.
What's that all about?
So Young Creatives hosted a think tank, and we decided to focus on affordable housing. Me and my Charlotte Hess, we were on a trip, and we got into a conversation about housing, and we were like, wow, we need to do something about it. So we got the Young Creatives together. We had 3 sessions. On each session, we kind of added a new understanding of what the problem was for our demographic, what some possible solutions could be. We brought people like Tucker Holland came in, and Ann Kuspa. So we had a lot of really, experts.
Tucker Holland being the town's
Consultant.
housing consultant, and Ann Hutzpah running chutzpah's not the way to pronounce it, but she has a certain amount. And she runs Housing Nantucket, right?
Yep.
So,
And so they came in and gave us a lot of perspective, and we have been working closely with them. So the idea is houses are expensive, and if they're on the market under $1,000, under $1 million, that's kind of a rarity in itself.
Right.
Young people.
There's one out on Smith's Point that's on the market. It's up on stilts and waiting for the ocean to take it.
I saw, and that one's still pretty
$695,000.
just to get washed away here.
Anyway, sorry, I digress.
We thought, let's look at a way we could house a lot of people at one time without having to have massive legislative changes that would make buying a home affordable. And we decided to go with the kind of cooperative model, communal living. People come in together and they purchase home collectively, and they are able to have a particular type of governance structure, the cooperative model of governance, and allows for, say, depending on the size of the house, we're looking at a home right now that can hold 12 to 14 people, not like legally, not like with crazy basement structure or something like that.
Right.
And the home is over $1 million, but when you break down everyone being able to pay a certain amount of money, it actually makes it affordable to rent, and you are your own landlord.
So it'll be rented or owned?
You rent it. You pay a membership.
No, but you're buying. The co-op is buying the house.
Yes, and then the member owners pay a rent. But they can live there for as long as they want to, and they are their own landlords. So collectively, they are the landlords. They are the organization, which gives you a sense of stability that a lot of people don't have right now. A lot of people pay, rent may not be the problem. It is a problem in a lot of ways, affordable rent, but also that stability that if your landlord has to sell their home, or if they decide to, have you sign a 10-month lease, all that instability, it's hard to establish yourself as a young person on the island when you don't know, you can't see yourself having a future here a lot of times. To imagine having a family, that's a barrier to entry.
Right.
To have to I've changed homes 5 times
Since you've been here.
since I've been here.
Right.
And so, I move around a lot, so I'm used to kind of the jump. But even with that, if you're trying to start a business and you're trying to find a place to live, and
So how does this work? I mean, are there couples involved in this as well as single people?
Yep.
And so, is it end up being a commune as well as a co-op? I mean, is everybody is a shared living experience?
It's a shared living experience. Yep, and shared ownership. So we have talked to some other cooperatives in Massachusetts, and we got a lot of bylaw documents. We talked to some funding sources about how they've structured them in the past, and it kind of gave us.
So this is not a totally new idea.
No, novel to Nantucket potentially, although some things like this already exist here, but it's it's actually spreading because a lot of people don't have the same need to own that they used to. So you want the stability
I
of
was
ownership.
going to ask you about that.
Yep.
Can I classify you as a millennial
Yes.
without insulting you?
No, not insulted.
I hear there's a lot of talk that millennials, partly for economic reasons, but partly because they don't want to be tied down, are not as anxious to get into home ownership necessarily as some of their generational predecessors. Is that fair?
I think that's fair, and that was one of the questions we asked at that first think tank was, how many people here want to own a home? Everyone raised their hand, and I posed the question, if you could have the same stability of home ownership without having to actually own a home, would that be okay? And everyone was like, yeah, actually that would be okay.
So what if somebody wants to leave the co-op? What if they want to move?
Well, the way we're structuring is that you don't have to have like a massive buy-in. You get like pretty much a security deposit, but it's how you get your membership due. And when you leave, you pull it back, so maybe $500, and you just put an application out and you replace the person, and the house votes on who comes in. It's very autonomous in the structure of it. We already have over 20 applicants for the home, and we don't think the shortage as it is. We don't think it's gonna be hard to fill the house. I think it's more about how do we fill the house, people who we can make sure that whatever example we're setting with this first home, it gives us the best foot forward.
And also that you're compatible and all that
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah.
which is important too.
Very much so.
How does he make money? How does it work for him?
Do you have a financial stake in it
No.
personally?
It's a problem, and I'm not good at sitting still, and the community's in need. I feel the problem myself, and so if I can feel it, why not try to solve it while I'm feeling the pressure of it?
So where does the money come from to buy the house?
So we're doing an ally lending campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking to get ally lenders to help us cover as much as possible. We've talked to some local banks and some funding sources off island who focus on cooperatives, and we're trying to have them collaborate so they can make sure that we have the best possible structure and chance of
How
success. in
far
that.
away are you sort of from knowing that it's a go?
I think everything's in place except for the funding, and that's kind of the barrier to entry.
Right.
But we have been doing a lot of work to reach out to the community, let them know what we're doing, not having any direct asks of anybody, but understanding where advocates lie, what opportunities are out there, and kind of sharing the message so that when we do approach people for funding, it's not out of the blue, or we have worked on being able to frame what we're doing in a way that I think lets people know that it is community focused. It's not, I have no financial gain in this. I really just think it's something important, and I'm watching my friends, they're new friends, right? But they're moving away, and I'm hearing their problems, I'm hearing their pain points, I'm hearing the pain points of this group. So to solve it in a way that is quick and efficient, although $400,000 in loans is a lot, 500, 600,000, but to a lot of people that's not a lot. And to put 14 people in a home for a long period of time to test this model of living, I think is worth a lot more than that. So I'm hoping that kind of message or that understanding comes through.
Well, I think it's an admirable effort, and I will be very interested in hearing how it works. And I look forward to having you back, Justin Taylor.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
And come back and tell us about it.
I will.
Okay. Thank you.